Hey.
What's up? What's cracking?
What's up? How
We're
are
already
you?
live on Facebook.
Oh, look at us.
we're-
Look at you.
I'm
There might be some
waiting for you.
interference outside in terms of sound. There's kids playing on Sunday, duh.
well, if we learned anything in the last 43 weeks of this podcast, that is we cannot rely on your audio.
Yeah, we can't rely on anything, apparently. We can't rely on the
You
internet.
can rely on me for good lighting. You can rely on me for good internet. You can rely on me for a good industrial mic that no one wanted to comment about or give me at least one compliment.
I
I'm
think
still
it's
going
pretty
through
sick.
COVID. So
I know, it's crazy.
you know what I'm saying? And I still get shit done, and it doesn't sound like I'm constantly, my audio sounds like we're in a wind tunnel.
Yes, eventually I want one of those. Eventually.
Can you hear me? Hello.
On the list of all the other things I like $150,000.
Why go 150? Let's
Right?
Let's go
well, I actually really want
5.5 mil.
300, but I would love. Everybody says just think bigger, think bigger. I'm like, I'm trying to think bigger, but I got to get the smaller bit first.
Yeah.
I can't. I want to think bigger, but let me at least get the smaller amount. Yeah. So
when
yes, so that's what I want. I'm trying to manifest it. Been manifesting and pitching my little butt off. I'm very good at pitches now. In fact, I think I should do the pitch live on the podcast.
I sent you a request.
Yes, I just got it in. In fact,
I mean, it's we're here now. It's up to you if you want to do the pitch.
It's part of the process. Yeah.
Wait, you want me to do the pitch?
No, I have to do. It's. I mean, for people who want to know what a film pitch is like.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yes, it's part of the process, and this is about.
I just got a random pop quiz. Like, give me a pitch, Adam. Like, no, I'm leaving.
No. It's doing a pitch is awful. Yes.
I mean,
well, it's not awful. That's wrong.
But why do you think though? I'm curious. Why? What's the thing that makes it so awful? Because I know, but I'm curious.
Okay, maybe it's not. Awful is a terrible word. It's not a good description. It's just the part that I'm least certain about. Everything else I'm certain about. Like, it's funny. And it shouldn't be this way. And I'm trying to get over it. But you know, you go on a film set, you have all planned. Technically, there's no certainty there either, right? That's why you're planning for uncertainty all the time. Yeah. You could literally have a hurricane, or in the case that did actually just happen, you could have an ice storm and it could F up your entire film set. So there is really no certainty in everything. But like, I've just done film sets so much that I feel like I can walk in with zero knowledge and still be okay. Does that make sense?
On any regular set, you mean?
On any regular set, I've worked so much on film sets, and so it's home. It's I know if anything goes wrong, I can fix it. When it comes to money, it's just something that I've never had full. You know, some people would be like, you know, I'll just ask my rich aunt, or I'll rich. Do you know how many people I've talked to that's how they funded their first film? Oh yeah, my rich aunt, you know, I just pitched and they just gave me money. Or, you know, my dad gave me money, you know, type thing. And like, I don't have that.
I mean, I worked with a director who used his mother or his grandmother's inheritance.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, something, it feels a little, you know, like.
Yeah, but
I hear it.
I don't know. So I find that to be extremely difficult. And actually funny, Jency is on the Instagram and she went through this whole process. So she probably knows, she's warned me how difficult this process is, raising money. You know, you go in extremely positive, and then you just keep getting beat down, and beat down. And there's plenty of people who say that they're, interested, but when it comes down to committing, nobody really wants to commit. So it's been a hard process. I've learned a lot. Yesterday, I pitched to my business school professor, and I actually wish I had pitched to him first. He tore my entire pitch apart in a good way. In a good way. It was the most academic, instructional, educational, constructive way possibly. He, I think I was so fixated on, let me get the numbers, let me show the numbers, because that's what investors want. They want to see the money, type thing, that I forgot to do the other part, which was, tell people who aren't in films how films are made, how films make their money back, why they should trust me, type thing. So one of the biggest takeaways that I learned was telling a story when you're talking about your film, instead of fixating on the numbers and where you got this estimate from, and everything. And yeah, Jency said that she went through it a few different times, and man, it's like, I feel like it's an initiation. It's like you're not a real filmmaker until you've had to ask for money. And it's I've been avoiding this process for so long, because it's so, I think I'm thinking about it, in the end, what I don't like about it is this lack of control. Like, it just feels like your entire destiny is at the hands of somebody who can just do this or this, like,
it's a conditional deal.
And it doesn't matter how much experience you've had. It doesn't matter that you've done every job on the set. It doesn't matter that you've prepped and that you've done the schedule and that you know what you're doing and everything. Literally, somebody else who has no experience can get that funding, and I think that's the part that's difficult, is because I'm a control freak, just a little bit. I admit that. And this is the one aspect I just literally have zero control over. And it's weird to be like, just let the universe come to me and it'll all be okay. And like, let's just manifest it, and positive vibes. Like, I am a type A personality. I'm a major type A person. I know. I know.
I want to use the energies of
Let's
the
use
universe,
the energy in my magnetic pull. Yes.
And the
and
essence.
I know. And maybe that's why I am a type A person. And I've gone through life with the principle that if I work hard enough, I can do it, right?
You took the words from my mouth. I was literally just going to say that.
Exactly. If I do the homework, it'll be fine. And it probably,
because it's been this long since you put in that time, Christine. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
Look at the filmography underneath your belt. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
know.
pretty. You got, I mean.
So it's even more frustrating. Like, I love my friends to death, and I congratulate them on all their successes and things that they've had access to. But like, I was just telling, I had a friend today that I pitched to, and congratulations to him. I'm so happy, but I'm feeling super petty today. And he's like, yeah, I haven't been on a feature set in a while, and like somebody reached out to me and said, hey, you want to direct a reenactment about this like Chinese story, and like, here's $1 million.
And so what?
And I'm like, one, white male, doesn't speak a lick of Chinese whatsoever. Like, how? But it's fine. New York, it was very nice. He asked me to AD, and like I appreciate it so much, and I appreciate these opportunities. that opportunity.
No,
But
it's an
that's
opportunity.
such a
Yeah.
slap in the face. Like that is such a slap in the face. Like a white male that knows zero about the language, about the culture, about everything, and here's this amazing opportunity. You know, I mean, yeah,
Yeah, no, I hear you. It feels like
yeah,
you put yourself out there so much to the point
yeah.
where, I mean, it feels like you're sick of yourself.
Yes,
And
I'm sick of
then
myself.
and
I'm
then
sick of this.
yeah, I hear you. But
But no, kudos. Like
you
I say
have
this because I'm just venting, but
no, I hear you. Yeah,
I
yeah.
I,
And there's
I
no problem with that.
absolutely support all my friends who are able to get these incredible opportunities, and hopefully I'll be in a place one day that I can give somebody with a cool opportunity as well. You know, Yep.
Yeah, no, no.
But
And there's nothing wrong with feeling a little bitter about it. You know what I mean?
eh,
Because
I'm trying to not
it's
be
not
bitter, but
that
it's like,
yeah, saying bitter is a wrong word. I'm saying
yeah,
that when you feel like, because I relate it to me when it comes to basketball. When I
yeah,
played basketball, I literally trained every single day. I trained every
yeah.
single day. I was trying to be the best in that position. I was playing center. And
Oh, I
this
didn't know this.
kid this kid who never played basketball but just has athletic genes, just like
Yeah.
natural athleticism. He's tall and he could, even though I was tall in my team, I was still slow nonetheless. And he
Yeah.
was able to go up and down the court lightning fast. And of course, my coach is going to put him in and put me at the end of the game, as like a filler. I was just a bench
Yes.
warmer for the first 2
Oh,
years of basketball.
yeah.
And it's not, I'm not trying to, I don't know. I'm not trying to be that, influential fucking positive coach here, Tony Robbins bullshit, but it is true to a point where you have to understand that there are going to be times where somebody's just going to surpass you and you have no clue who they are. They have no experience in the field that they're in, and they kind of just got it handed easy. But here's the rub. Just 5 years later, when that kid who I just talked about just
Yeah.
surpassed me, he
Yeah.
went through he lived in the projects. He had struggles beyond belief, and I just misjudged him. And it's not
Yeah.
that he, is this person, this glorifiable, amazing guy. He isn't. He's still an asshole.
Yeah.
But he was a guy who knew what he wanted.
Yeah.
And I know it's a different circumstance than your friend who just basically
Yeah.
got a phone call and just kind of got it dropped by his feet, which is, listen, that's a great
More power to
opportunity.
him.
That's
It's
great.
network. It's
But what comes
yeah.
with that? You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, if you're going to really have that and this is going to be your baby, this is going to be your project. I mean, you have to be, here's what I don't get with directors and writers who aren't invested in the work they're putting in.
Right.
Does that make
Same.
sense?
Oh yeah, same. I AD plenty of people who like that.
And the director doesn't even want to be there. It's just like, what? I thought,
I know.
I thought this is your dream. I thought this is my
I
dream.
AD so many people in this position where they
Yeah.
just look like they're having the worst time on set, and I'm like, dude,
So
or they
aren't you
didn't come
happy?
prepared, or
Yeah.
they didn't think of their shot list until the night before, or like
Hmm.
they didn't even read the script. That was one
Hmm.
of them. Yeah, and it's stuff like that that like drives me up the wall. Um, but yes, Gen Z was saying that it's an up and down battle, and it is. There's days when I'm like, I got this. I'm going to get the money, and I've cracked the pitch,
Yeah.
and then it'll be like 3 pitches later. I'm like, oh god, I don't got the money, and I don't know if I will, and time is ticking, and people are asking me, is this happening? And I want it to happen, and everybody else is excited, and I'm excited, and I know everything is going to be okay once I have the money. Like it's it's stressful. my really good friend, also production designer Camille, co-writer today, was like, "Hey, you gonna go see a film screening?" And I'm like, "There's life beyond getting money for our film."
What are you talking about? There's only
what
this
is a film
and nothing
screening?
else.
There is no other life for me right now.
Yeah.
I literally wake up, eat, pitch. Wake up, eat, pitch. I'm a effing pitching machine right now, and it is killing me inside.
But I will say though, just like me and how I am, you rather torture yourself with work. Sometimes, I mean, it's not like you want to torture yourself. That's the wrong way of saying it. But it's like you have so much focus on your work as it is.
Yeah.
That's noise. It's just like everything that's going on outside. It's just like, listen, I'm more invested in my story and my reality. That's why I'm growing to appreciate writing more and more, because it is sort of my own world to just escape from, especially with the shit that's going on today. I'm just like, yeah, fuck this. I'm going to my I'm going to my world, even though, it might be dark and scary. Reality is also dark and scary, just like any journey. But it's interesting. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just because we have a comment, which is really important. Because Jency went through this. She's a local filmmaker in Baton Rouge, and I helped her a little bit on her film. And I remember her like just stressing about this, and like I knew it'd be stressful, but like you don't really know till you're in it. Jency just mentioned that she was told that she had to pitch 100 times in order to see any fruit. Well, I'm pretty sure I've pitched like half of that at least now. So hopefully that means I'm getting closer.
That's just so, I mean, yeah, any work requires practice for sure. And I'm pretty sure pitching is no different.
Oh, no, yeah, definitely. I mean, my pitch now is so much better than what it was before, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So much more better than that, because you learn to, you get a question, you're like, oh shit, I never thought of that question before. Let me go research that. And presenting, even if the information's all there in the deck, there's a way to present it in a way that is easier to digest.
Yeah, instead of like some crazy ass resume or some
and
shit.
so it's just learning that it's a conversation, and I'm having to go back to my roots of sales from a long time ago with Cutco knives. Now I'm treating it instead. You know what I'm doing it instead of, okay, I'm gonna keep using dating as a metaphor because I understand it so well with pitching. It's like you can't go in expecting every single person. You're going to find the one all the time. That's, or like when you find somebody that you thinks fits the profile perfectly, you cannot just assume they're the one, is because
they're gonna like you.
Scare the shit out of them. You will literally like scare them away, which I've already done. So
same here. I've scared people.
So there's an art to it. You have to like need it, but not. You have to be like, I'm just testing the waters, and I have so much faith in myself. Slash, like, I don't need this money, even though I do. Just like I don't need you, but I want a relationship. But if you don't want me, it's fine. Yeah,
you have to play like this weird
coy,
standoffish thing.
Standoffish, yeah. Apparently, you had to be standoffish to get the money.
Yeah, it's so gross. I'm such a bad liar.
Yeah.
And I've done retail for 10 years.
I'm terrible. It's like
I've done, and I've also sold
in
too.
my face. Yeah.
But I have also sold shit that I didn't believe in.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Especially working retail. I've always sold shit I never really believed in, and I just had to bullshit through my teeth,
Yeah.
And I'm bad at it. I'm not good. I'm
Yeah.
truly am not good. And so many people tell me I am good. And
Yeah.
I always get inside my own head because I always make that an expectation of mine to just always be honest.
Sure.
Because if you're not going to be honest with yourself and you're not going to be honest with the person who you're talking to, what, pardon my French, what the fuck are we doing here? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you and I are wasting our time if we're just going to be like, hi, isn't this great? I'm having a great time. This pandemic has been special. I want to kill myself saying that. You know what I mean? Like, because it's not true and you know it's not true too. That's the other side of it too. The other people are just like, yeah, this is bullshit. I don't know why I'm here, but yet you're still having this conversation with me.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just, it's a never ending fucking cycle, and pitching is no different. You have to lie to it. Well, no, let me take that back. You're not lying about your product, the product you want to make, which is the story you want to tell. The other people they don't know. They don't know how the story is going to be. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So for me to sell myself and then for me to try to win that other person, I'm sort of just like, yeah, it's like trying to go for a supermodel. You know what I mean? It's just like you're just trying too hard. It's like, listen, I'm gonna put all my eggs in one basket, which is gonna be this supermodel. And if she doesn't like me, I'm gonna kill myself. You know what I mean? It's so you go off the deep end, or at least I do. And I always have that expectation of the best. You have the best, no matter what. Always get the best. Always get the best chance out, you know? Instead of just thinking retrospect or introspectively and think, oh, what do I want?
Right.
And even though I need money to pitch for this and I need to invest in this project, I'm not going to sell my body. Does that make sense?
Sure,
like, I don't want to sell my soul.
Sure, there's a right. Yeah. No.
Because it feels like, you know, actors with auditions too. I know it's a soul sucking thing. Like, it stinks, especially if you mess up lines and stuff. I can only imagine what some of these fucking people I have to go through.
Man, you're right. This is just like auditioning, but they have to do this for the entirety of their career.
And they have to wait 9 hours outside of a fucking lobby with 20 other people that look like you going for this role. It's so fucked up. It's so gross. Pitching, I'm not going to say it's no different, but there's a lot of similarities. Trust me.
No, it's super similar. Yeah. It's scary how similar it is. I'm like, I don't want it.
Yeah.
But I want my movie, but I don't like this.
Exactly.
I'm trying to like it. I'm trying to see it from a positive perspective of, you know, I'm getting to reconnect with friends that I haven't talked to in a while. I'm bothering all my business school friends, all of them that I haven't done a good job. You know, I'm pretty bad at staying connected. So this has been a nice, like, hey, let's get connected and let's talk through everything.
Talk it through. Yeah, you just said it. It's just talking things through. Just because to have someone else's perspective, like, you've blown my mind with a different perspective too, especially on set. It's like, well, why don't you just do X, Y, and Z? And I'm like, and my head just explodes, you know, because even though it's so simple, you just kind of made
that's
that
what my professor did to me when I pitched to him. He said, why don't you do this? And I was like, I have to change my entire pitch for the 100th time
in my life. Yeah,
for the 100th time. I swear I have changed the script, this pitch, like so many times.
Change the I'm sorry, you mean how you're pitching?
Both the way I pitch,
and the script,
not the script, the pitch deck.
I'm sorry.
Times.
Okay. Yeah. I'm like, wow, you're really making drastic decisions.
No, not on the right now. It would be a terrible thing to do.
No, it's your script is an ice sculpture. You know what I mean? Like, don't chisel it anymore. You're gonna break it.
Yeah. No, I like our script. I like our script, our team, I like everything about that. Everything is in place except this one minute, not so minute detail.
And then that minute detail is the one that kills you.
I know. I'm so freaking close. It's really stressful. But the positive is I will be doing a crowdfunding campaign. So for anybody who's out there who wants to support us, you should look out for the crowdfunding campaign. We're gonna attach it to
find
the
the
same
crowdfunding campaign?
So we're gonna attach it to the same URL that our current website's on. So when it's live, you should be able to just go to erzuliefilm.com and it should just go redirect you to the crowdfunding campaign. And we're doing it through Seed and Spark. It'll be my first time doing Seed and Spark. It's been a while. The last time I did like a true the last time I did crowdfunding was for Fun Employment. So I mean, I attempted to for attempted to for like Get Reelisms and stuff, but that wasn't really like this. For the last time I did crowdfunding for a movie was my first feature, and that was in 2013. That's crazy.
The year I graduated.
Then so it's 2021 right now.
Yeah, apparently.
Where am I?
Yeah.
What year is it? So it was that 8 years? 8 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, it's been 8 years since the last pitch. It's been 8 years since the last pitch, guys.
And Christine hasn't aged a day. She just looks like she has no problem stabbing somebody.
Oh yeah, I look like I could stab somebody because I probably could.
I mean, listen, I can't.
You told you give me the money.
I don't want to say that I know how you feel, but I do understand the circumstances and the way you feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I understand it's like the hair pulling
feel
frustration.
Powerless. Yeah, I just feel powerless.
And the fact that you don't really have much power in this sort of,
but then so many people are so nice and positive. They're like, "You're gonna get funding, no problem." I'm like, "Where is it? Where is it?" That's what I want to say.
Yeah, where? Yeah,
where is it?
I hear you, because it's nerve wracking. You know, people always say to me, "It's just like you're gonna do great things." It's like what? You know, it's just like, what do you mean? Stop giving me empty promises or empty advice.
Yeah,
you know?
all the time. I keep getting, which I thank people for having the faith in me to say that. But yeah, so many people are like, "Oh, you'll be fine. You're going to get the money." Like,
which I mean, I know, but it is true though. You do figure it out, especially you being an AD. You figured it out, even though you've probably hit problems where you're like, guys, I don't know how we're gonna get out of this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Just pretend. Yeah, I'm just doing what guys
smile.
do. I'm just pretending we don't have a problem. I'm
just smile and pretend
forward.
nothing's wrong.
Moving forward, like we're all good.
We're all fine. It's like the Stepford Wives.
We're all
everything's
fine.
great.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. But that's the dealio, right? It's just like if you succumb yourself to nothing but despair and anxiety and stress, you're going to start to emulate that, and then you're going to start to seed that into other people. It's like the world's burning and everything's fucked. You know, it's just like, well,
but that's
is it? You know.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the positive thing is everything that has to do with my film songs, the funding brings me.
But that's not to say that your feelings aren't valid. They are.
Yes.
They absolutely are. Your frustrations and anxiety, yeah, I would be too. I wouldn't be sleeping. I don't know how you're sleeping. You know what I mean? Like this entire process, to me, it doesn't sound like it's so crazy trying to explain this to a therapist. You know what I mean? It's just like, no, I love this gig. It's just like there's these trials and tribulations where you feel like you want to,
murder people.
Yeah, cool. You just want to scream. You just want to throw in a towel. Yeah.
All the time. I'll be like really stressed out, and I'll get this one message, and it's just timing. It's nobody knows what I'm dealing with. So the first time I had spent like weeks on this pitch, and I sent it out, been pitching a million times, and then finally I had my co-writer was like, "Here, I'll help out." And what's the pitch? I sent it to her. the first thing she says is, "Why is this picture of that?" And I'm like, Camille, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I love you, but the last thing I care about is the picture.
I need you to take a walk.
Like, you don't know what you don't even know what I've gone through. And all you care right now is the picture.
I know. A dumb picture.
I understand.
How dare you?
I understand it's because we all want it to be better, type of thing. But it's just funny because it's like I've been beat down a million times with this pitch, and then like she sees it for the first time. That's the first thing she notices is like the picture not being what she expects it to be. And I'm like, do you want to make a picture? You go ahead and make a picture.
Go. Do it. Yeah.
Why did you make a picture? Huh? These are my problems right now. So.
Yeah. Jen C says, my therapist gets so wide-eyed and she looks at me like, how much have you raised?
I know. Normal people are like, you crazy. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Real estate makes money so much faster, especially when you're in Austin. Yeah.
Because explaining this to anybody, it's like any other venture. It's the same thing for fucking doctors. You know what I mean? Being a doctor sounds like a nightmare to me. But to other people who are doctors, they're like, no, I'm saving lives, dummy. Shut up. I'm just like, yeah, you're right. I shouldn't say, you sort of learn and you live. And filmmaking, I'm not trying to compare it to being in the medical field. Jesus Christ, who am I? Fucking God? No, I'm saying that filmmaking is such a love-hate relationship, just like how it is for me with writing, that there's certain days where I'm like, I don't want to fucking come near you. And then there's other days where like, I really miss you.
Oh yeah.
It's so crazy. It's really strange. And even the days after a film shoot, I look like I died because I'm just laying horizontal for the next 48 hours because of a 50-day shoot or whatever. It's just like, I love the business so much to the point where I'll keep coming back. Probably for the rest of my life. That's how fucking crazy I am. Sure. But it's what I love. And it's what you love. And, we find a way through it. But man, there's got to be days where we're just like, listen, this is fucked up. And let me tell you why. You got to have that ability to do that. If we're just going to be walking around just being like, I am so thankful of my life that there's nothing wrong with me. I don't trust you and get out of my face. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, this is...
Because if you weren't stressed out right now, Christine, I'll be like, are you on drugs? What are you doing?
Jency, you're the hero right now. I can't, I'm in it and I'm like, don't see the light. And she did it and she raised the money. She paid everybody and she made the film. It's almost there. And she has a screening to take a look of the cut so far too. Like, what a badass. I'm like, I don't see the light.
I know. I'm drowning.
Yeah. Every day I feel like I'm drowning. Every day.
Yeah.
And
I feel that too.
My nature is, I try to be as pleasant as possible, but most of the times any little thing like ticks me off now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just like, why is the picture wrong? I swear. I was like, Camille, if you were here, I would have like shoved you.
Man, yeah, that's the thing. Like I've even talked about with my therapist. Like even my therapist was just like, why don't you take a walk? And I'm like, you take a walk. And she was like, you see my point? And I'm like, yeah. I do.
Jency, I need to bring her on. We should bring her on as a guest too. And then
let's get her on the pod.
Woes of the filmmakers who've invested, and let's trade shitty stories. Oh my God, why is this so hard? I'm like,
because if it came to you easy, would we be having this conversation? We wouldn't be having fun like this the way we are now.
I guess I thought that it would be like easier because I have a business degree, so like I know how to make a pitch deck. At least I know about businessy things. I know why people invest and how that money works, and I know like how to make a pitch deck and all that jazz. Like that's why I just thought that, oh, it should be easier because I have this kind of leg up.
Yeah, of course. And it's always best to be prepared. Like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. Like, even though we're talking about how it's just like, be yourself, just do it, you still want to be prepared. You don't want to be an idiot and just walk in and be like, hey guys, give me money. Why? Well, I'm making a kick-ass movie. That's why.
Apparently that works
You know?
for some people. That's what's
Some
annoying.
people, yeah, of course.
For
If
some
you're
people,
Marty
apparently that
Scorsese,
works.
you just
If you're
walk
a white
in.
male, it works.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can't argue because I mean, I don't know how it is, and I don't want to say that.
Apparently, they just give you $1 million budgets.
I'm sure there's bullshit
It's
circumstances
just like left
too.
and right. Like,
Yeah,
here's $1 million budget for you. Here's what you've never made a film. Totally cool. Here you go. Here's the money.
here's 30 million.
Yeah, here's $4 million. You don't have to raise any money. It's cool. The bank is endless. You want to go over schedule? No worries. Somebody will
They do
write
make
a
it
check.
seem that way. They do somehow make it seem like everything is like an endless money pit. And then
I've just been on so many sets where it operates that way, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
How?
Mm-hmm.
How? It's always been, sadly, the majority of these film sets are run by.
And some of the directors who just can't get through the day, it's like, oh, we'll just get some reshoots. And I'm like, we'll just get some reshoots. Are you fucking
There's
high?
no money.
You mean what are you talking? And it's like, oh, we'll just spend another fucking however much to get 2 days and get 50 people to work here on set for reshoots. I'm like, are we fucking Hollywood? Like, get out of here. Get the fuck out of my face. It's so ridiculous to me. And there's a few people who do that. Like, even though I don't work nearly as many sets as you have, Christine, I've definitely worked in enough sets where I see shit like this and I'm like, oh, you have no preparation whatsoever and shit was just given to you. Fuck you.
Yeah, so many. Oh, big F you.
Listen, though, I have worked with directors that have completely earned it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, there's plenty of directors that completely earned it. That's for sure.
And producers that I've worked with that I'm just like, oh, you know the business and you love the story. You love the storytelling of this entire thing. That's who I appreciate and who I love. Like you and Kelly, Roxy, all those people. They are people who are invested in the story rather than just being like, well, I mean, Martin Scorsese's directing it. It's just like, shut up. Do you want to work with that person or not? Be the best you can be, and don't bullshit yourself and don't bullshit other people.
I'm about to make a statement that I feel like is going to be highly controversial.
Make a statement. Do it.
It's going to be extremely controversial.
I don't want you to be nervous about it, though. Don't, if you don't want to say it, don't say it.
What I feel like a lot of, when I say white, people are able to succeed, though, is because they have very a supportive infrastructure. Their families are supportive.
What kind of infrastructure?
Multiple levels. Community infrastructure. They've got family infrastructure, and I mean, this has to do with like I love my family and parents and whatever, but like if I were to pitch this to them, they'll be like, "Get the fuck out of my face."
Yeah. Same with my family. They'll be like, "What are you doing? Shut up."
Yeah. What is this? When are you gonna get a real job? Yeah, exactly. And it's like, so it sucks that like don't have that.
Yeah, and yes, but that's what makes the story a little bit better. You know what I mean? And the fact that you can get this all made and you still follow through to the end with Erzulie, then you literally got a movie that can give the middle finger to every one of those idiots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not saying that that's what you want, But I'm saying
honestly, that would be my dream. It would be we make this
because you can also be
get
inspiring
the
to
money,
another
and
person
then
too.
a shit ton of money, and I can go like this. Everybody.
Absolutely. You kidding me? Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree with you because those people are, would you say, would they make it? You know what I mean? Those people who were just kind of handed a silver spoon from the beginning to
I mean, there are
so
people
far.
who do who are able to.
Sure.
There are, I have immense respect. There's some people who know that they have that privilege, but they take that privilege and run with it.
Exactly.
And I don't think privilege is anything to be
But
to
privilege
look down
can't tell a
upon.
good story.
Sure, yes, this is true. Privilege can't tell a good story.
They can't at all.
Privilege does not guarantee a good story. That's more probably what it is. Because privilege can tell a good story. It's more privilege cannot guarantee a good story.
If the movie is called Wall Street. Yeah. I'm kidding. No. But yeah, no, you're right. You're 100% right. I agree. I feel like, privilege could be the death of a good story, but there's so many variables, especially if you know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, that's different. Because if you truly know the film industry and how it works and how it operates, like a Christine Chen would, or a Kelly Penna would, or whoever, Roxy, Camille, those people understand how it is to run a film set rather than people who are just, handed the director credit and just show up on set and be, with fucking, a nice outfit, looking like bringing a suit or something, knowing full well we're going to shoot outside in the blazing heat. You know what I mean? Like there's just some people who are just not prepared for this and not cut out for it.
I'm prepared. I'm more than prepared for what is.
You're not only more than prepared, you're made for this. You're by proxy, Christine, you are made for the film industry and you are made to be a storyteller, just like how everyone who I've worked with you, who you've introduced me to, they are also like-minded people like Christine, where, they also want the same thing you want. And that's just to tell a good story, to just make dope pretend. I hope I'm not losing you.
No, you're not. I am thankful that at least the way I deal with stress is becoming overly productive. I've been
but
editing.
I don't want you to burn a candle at both ends. You know what I mean, Christine?
Oh, I am. I know. I haven't been able to sleep very much, and I work till 3 or 4 a.m. But Brad's music video is looking sick. I'm telling him that because he's on the podcast. Just letting him know that. I've been editing that because my brain won't shut down and I'm stressed out of my mind. So I spend the nights editing away in the quiet of the night because it's oddly comforting. Because it's like there's a rhyme or reason to editing. I think that's what I love about the film set. You put in A, you get B, right? I sit here and I edit. I can control it. I cut it and I made this piece of art.
You get what you give.
You get what you get. This pitching thing, man. I mean,
it doesn't feel that way.
Right now, it does not feel that way. I feel it's fishing. I'm literally fishing.
You're on a dinghy by yourself.
Yeah, I'm fishing. I'm just waiting and waiting.
Imagining you fishing is kind of the funniest fucking thing I can ever.
Visually, that is what it is. I'm literally fishing. I am,
because I know how impatient you are. So I know you just standing on the line and just be like, "Can we just fly in a fish?" It's just like they live in the water, Christine. What do you mean?
I know.
Just get on my hook. I don't give a shit.
That's why I love and hate fishing. Like I love it when I catch something, but I hate it everywhere.
I know. That's why I kind of like writing in a way, because it teaches you sort of to be patient. You know what I mean? For me, it taught, instead of just me just putting in the work constantly, I can take a step back and I can say, oh, all this shit is bullshit. I don't like anything what I wrote. And I think I'm a garbage writer and I should kill myself. And then what happens is I see it and I'm like, oh, that's not that bad. Sometimes I just need to take a walk. Sometimes I just do something so dumb, like cook myself some food, make a pizza. And I come back and I'm like, I don't know why I got hard on myself. Like, I think that's fine. Or I get that aha moment where I'm like, oh, this works. I know it. I'm going for it, and I run with it.
But see, that's within your control though.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I don't know about like, that's you put in, what you needed was a mental break. You did that. And then you got this, like, that's within your control,
That's true. Yeah, that's in that case. Yeah, that sort of kind of broke down my example, but because 95% of the time I don't know what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, and that's the podcast. Okay, it is what it is. So, no, I agree with you. I agree with you because I think that's my problem too. I think I have a control issue because once I have that control thing, which is my writing, I feel like I can do fundamentally whatever I want, but to a certain limit, where I know in the circumstance of the story, what can I do to get myself out of whatever situation, but there's some days where I just don't want to touch my script at all because of life or, whatever. I still circle back to it, even if it's like 2 a.m. And I'm like so far off the beaten track. I'm just like, you know what? I want to go back to my script, and I get this aching feeling in the back of my head, just wanting to go back to the script and just finishing it. It's like a leech that I can never get rid of until I finish the script.
Sure. I mean, it
bothers me.
The film bug.
Yeah, it is.
We have a problem. We are addicted.
Yeah, and I usually take that out with my writing, and I watch a ton of movies, read comic books, and eat a ton of pizza rolls. That's how I deal with all this shit. It's really weird. It's very strange.
I think the universe is telling me something. One of my pitches got rescheduled, which means I can actually go to Gen Z screening, I believe. The universe is telling me to take a break.
Take a break, Christine. Yeah, dude.
I think that's
what it's
telling me.
I
literally have been like a freaking pitching machine. I kid you not. I woke up this morning, I pitched. Ate, then pitched. And then fixed the pitch, then pitched.
And then you pitch some more. Yeah.
And then I edited in between so that I don't lose my mind.
I mean, that's great, Christine. But, I don't want... I don't want you to bury yourself where you don't appreciate the good shit in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Jency, I'm coming. I'm coming. I need it. So she's just a calm giggle.
Yeah.
So my pitch got rescheduled. So I might as well.
Yeah.
Be human for once and not a pitching machine.
Be a human.
Be a human. Yeah. Right now I'm a computer. Right now I am a set of slides. Right.
Yeah.
Right now I'm like, hey guys. Yeah. Hi guys. I am a filmmaker. I've been making since 2008.
Yeah, you sort of you get inside your robotic head and you just kind of sit there for a little while. It's almost like you put your brain in autopilot and you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna do my thing now, and not worry about the shit outside. And I'm kind of neglecting my friends in the process and my family a little bit.
I know. But, I feel bad. Yeah, I'm the worst. I go into like a zone and then I don't.
Same. Yeah.
How long
really
I emerge out of the zone is I've noticed that like the friendships I usually are closest are the people who will like insert themselves into my life so that I like notice that I have friends.
Yeah, no, I have people like that too. Yeah, I'm thankful for those friends. Yeah. Yeah. Because you kind of go about life and you sort of don't realize like, oh yeah, I have a life outside of this, and there are other people, especially like
there's a life out of this. Adam, stop lying.
No, I know, but I know that's how I feel all the time. But sometimes I will talk to my friends, and one time a friend from high school, she was talking to me, and my buddy was like, Like I was talking about like a project I worked on, and it was like
Yeah.
I was whatever, and she was like, "Do you ever take a break from movies?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she was like,
Yeah, what do you mean?
she was like, like, what do you do that isn't movies? I'm like,
I watch movies.
and I just sit
excuse
there and
me.
I'm like, I watch them. And she was like, no, I'm talking about anything outside of movies. And I'm like, now you're
I
making me
eat
feel like
food.
garbage. Shut up. Like, I love movies and it's going to be the rest of my life. And it is what it is. But she has a point. I need to, and that's why I've been like doing other things that kind of still exercises my brain, like drawing. Like I'm getting back into that, and that sort of calms me down in a way creatively. And even though
I edit. Oh wait, that's movies. Well, shit.
I know, well, and drawings movies too, because I'm drawing storyboards off my fucking story.
Oh,
So
that's
am
a
I really
movie.
drawing?
We're
I'm
fucked.
not. Yeah, I'm an idiot. You know what I mean? I'm bullshit. So I don't know, man. Like I try to do my best.
I take walks.
I take walks too, and
But when I take walks, I think about movies.
think about movies, especially the music that I listen to. I think about scenes that I would use.
Oh,
those
same. I
songs
listen to music
in those
to
movies.
think about more movies and how that music will go to the movie.
Yeah, I just have a whole cut in my head based off of a whole.
What's
playlist.
wrong with us, Adam?
Listen,
what is wrong with us?
I think what the best thing about us is that we're so imaginative, but the worst thing about us is that we stink at trying to reach out to people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm bad, but listen, I try to do my best, you know. And there's other people who haven't reached out to me, and I'm like, the fuck, dude, you know. But then they come back at me and like, oh, Mr. Film Guy here fucking wants friendship time. Are you kidding me? And I'm just like, all right, yeah, you got a point.
Friendship time.
Now you want friendship time? Fuck you. I'm just like, all right, you know, I didn't know. Because I neglected that. When I was working retail, I was so miserable working retail that I had nothing but time for my friends. Yeah. Like I was like, oh yeah, no, you want to hang out and go to a bar every single day after work? Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. You know, I don't care. And those were the days where I was drinking heavily. And I was just hang out with friends, go to bars and, you know, get fat. You know, it's just like, I would just eat food. It just get bigger and bigger. And then I slowed down the drinking, and then I started writing more. And then I started, I don't know if that was a result of that, of me slowing down from drinking, but I reserved more time for my thoughts. And once my thoughts go wild, I'm writing. You know, I'm getting back to that script, or I'm doing something creatively, like I'm drawing storyboards or some shit, because I can't take myself out of that zone. Video games sort of take me out of that zone. But even then, like that only lasts for a couple of hours. And then afterwards, I'm like, I should work on my script. You know, and I just go back to the office and work. It's not a great life where we're living. Listen, we might be single for the rest of our life.
Yeah, just reevaluate. I always say that. Every time I wake up for a set at like 5 a.m. or 4 a.m., I reevaluate my life decisions.
I take a shower and I'm like, am I doing the right thing?
Wait,
you know?
do I really need to be doing this? Is this my life?
But then I circle back to the same conclusion, Christine, is like, oh no, this is everything I have. This is everything that I want.
This is everything. Yeah. No,
it's everything.
The same
every time.
Yeah, I'm like making peanuts, and I'm like, is this my life? And then I think about, I'm like, if I had more money, I would just make more films.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it cracked me up when I was working retail, when people were all about, I mean, back in 2008, when people were freaking out about losing money and stuff like that. People were building like 401ks and investing in gold and shit. And they're like, aren't you worried about retirement, Adam? And I'm like, I hope I die on the film set. I'm kidding, by the way. But I that's my whole goal, is to die doing the thing that I love doing so much, instead of doing the things that I'm like, oh, I wish I did X, Y, and Z.
Right.
And before I leave the world, and if I haven't done X, Y, and Z, the fuck is the point of all this? You know what I mean? Right. And I'm just wasting my life working, you know? Yeah, that's always the case with any sort of creative endeavor, you know.
Yeah.
It's just,
all right, we just need to admit to ourselves that we have a problem. We do have a problem. We are
Christine,
to our
I have more than a problem. I am a problem. I am a problem. I am the problem. I'm kidding. But I am so I'm so complicated that I'm impossible.
In other news, I got an email.
Well, I mean, listen, if we know anything in this podcast is that we love to read emails.
No, it's a good one. En route is a quarterfinalist in Atlanta Film Festival. So that's good. Hey,
whoa, really? That's dope.
But that's good. Yeah. So, yay, good news. Staying positive.
Is fantastic news. Yeah, fucking Christine. She's not happy about it. She's just like, yay, good news. Anyways, moving on.
Where's my money?
Where's my money? Yeah.
She says there were 1,300 scripts, 650 were features. They only picked to get to the quarterfinalists 130. So that's good.
Whoa, that's amazing, dude. Yeah.
So they're not done yet. I just made it to the quarterfinalists. So now they said that they're choosing semifinalists and finalists and stuff now. So
that's amazing. We are approaching an hour, so we can take this bad boy in for a landing, Christine.
Sounds good. Hey, we at least had something positive towards the end.
Yeah,
it feels like I'm.
Wait, do you think this whole entire podcast wasn't positive?
It was me bitching most of it.
But I don't know. I mean, I think this was a fun podcast. I'm having a great time.
It was fun.
I didn't know Christine's in a miserable hell. I look forward to doing these podcasts with you. Listen.
No, I look forward to it all the time. Yes.
And then you're just all worried about like, oh.
No, I just more wish I had something like super exciting and inspirational to say. Like, hey, if you go and pitch, Christine, you're going to raise the money too.
Every single episode of any podcast, if you give me one podcast that was always going to be positive no matter what in every single show, every single podcast, then I take back everything that I say. But there has been no fucking podcast has ever had one episode where they're like, everything's great and we're fun. We're fantastic. You know, I'm just like, no, I got COVID. Christine is stressed out and I stink. You know, what are we doing here? No. Nothing's perfect, but we're going to have some of these episodes that, listen, ride or die people, if you're watching this the last 43 weeks.
None of this is sugar-coated. This is real life.
None of this is sugar-coated. And they know. The viewers know.
This is the woes of filmmakers.
This is our podcast.
Edition raising money.
Yeah, we're gonna be complaining, talking shit, but then on the other side of that, we're gonna have some cool shit to say, no matter what. You know, we stumble on that. We're not planning this. It's not like before the podcast, Christine's like, I have a list of topics that we should talk about. No, we're going straight into what we want to talk about. You know, and whatever we want to talk about. You know, everyone else who's just like, you guys should have an agenda. Shut up. No,
our agenda is movies. Our life is movies.
There you go.
Even when we don't our agenda. Movies, somehow it comes back to movies.
What are your guys' topics usually rely on? Movies.
We're movie making machines, and right now I'm a pitch making machine.
Yeah, she's the pitch maker.
It's all about movies.
And I'm the procrastinator. I'm just trying to wrte my script.
Why do I do this to myself?
Because you love it, Christine. That's why.
It's just. Why?
But listen,
you know what's gonna be fun? I want to see how many episodes it will take until we get to. Guess what, guys? We're funded. Should we take bets?
What do you mean? Like, wait, how many episodes? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, how many episodes? Because it's been like 3 so far, right? 3 of me bitching.
Oh. Well, listen, you say bitching, but it doesn't sound like that to me. It doesn't sound like
I'm just crying inside.
If you were truly bitching, Christine, it would be like, woe is me all the time, and that shit will just never ever go my way, and it's just the way it is. It's just like, if that's gonna be the podcast, I want nothing to do with it. But I'm still sticking around, dude, and it's not like that at all.
Okay, I'm still moving forth. Being positive, channeling inner
you
butterflies.
You are a positive person, Christine.
Unicorn magic.
Your
Mermaid
unicorn magic
love.
too.
Yes, and it will come in getting the money.
In the wise words of Charlie Sheen, you got tiger blood.
Getting the money.
You know what I mean? It's just like you push through anything, Christine. Even if the shit is so tough, you still push it through. But you always do this though. You always say that it's just like, yeah, no, I just keep bitching and I keep complaining. And it's just like that. None of that's true. You're not really doing that. You're just voicing
I'm doing the thing.
a valid excuse that you have in your head.
I'm voicing my inner rage and
you're venting your inner rage. And listen, inner rages had to be vented. You know, sometimes a therapist might be better than a podcast, but sometimes a podcast is better. You know what I mean?
Is it not the same? Oh shit.
I mean, I think it is the same. I think it's the same. I think it's the same. Sure.
All right. I have to. I think I need to do the elevator pitch real quick. Then that will take us to the landing.
Let's take it in for the landing.
Okay. Here it is. I'm Christine Chen. I'm a filmmaker. I've been making films since 2008. Very, very long time. And when I'm not directing and making films, I'm a first assistant director full time, which means I control the schedule, time, and everything, which means the film is going to be done. And I'm finally ready to make a film. It's called Erzulie. It's about mermaids. Everybody fucking loves mermaids. It's going to sell because everybody loves mermaids. It's about 4 women who meet a murderous mermaid. And we're shooting it in 12 days in Holden, Louisiana. All we need is literally $300,000 to make the film. It's going to be awesome because the cast is done and they're awesome. The crew is done. They're awesome. Not only they're awesome, I've worked with them for many, many years. So it's like I handpick people who are nice, who are good at their jobs, and who are going to rock it. I'm so excited. You know, the part that sparks joy for me is whenever somebody texts me with the prop they made, the tail they made, you know, like I cannot wait to celebrate the skill sets of this incredible team. And really, all I need is this money. You know what's crazy? I did the hardest part. I have guaranteed effing distribution. Do you know how hard that is to get, you non-film people? That is the hardest thing to do when you have a film, is get legit distribution. And I have it. I have it because somebody approached me and said, hey, we love your work. We've seen your work since you didn't know anything. And now, if you bring us this genre, we can sell it because we know you make good stuff. So here is our promise of intent to distribute your film. So for all you guys out there,
I'm sold. You got $500K for me.
Right? Right? And tax incentives, guys. For all you business people out there, you can write it off.
Oh,
Did you know? Yeah, in Louisiana, if you invest, you can get an angel investor credit tax 25%. So that means if you invest $10,000, you get 25% of that, $2,500 back immediately. Not only that, I live in Louisiana, so I qualify for 40% of the movie tax rate, which means 40% of the money that I spend in Louisiana comes back as well. So I can guarantee investors their money immediately. And the entire film can be written off as an expense because IRC 181 says that you can write it off as an expense, which that means if you make a shit ton of money and you want to go down to a lower tax rate, you just need to invest in my film. And then you will save yourself a lot of money. The end.
I'm sold.
ErzuliFilm.com.
Yeah. ErzuliFilm.com.
And if you don't have a lot of money, just go donate on my Kickstarter, my crowdfunding campaign that's coming out next week. Crowdfunding campaign, ErzuliFilm.com. Please help me get the money.
We want to make this shit happen.
We want to make it happen. It's going to happen. We've been prepping. It is happening. Things are happening. We're going to get moving. And you are already not actually crying.
You're moving and shaking.
Not crying at all. I'm super happy.
When you bring it like that, yeah, that's too much. Now, hold back the rate. Listen, the last 5 minutes was amazing until you just said that. When you said that, then it was just like, okay, Christine. Now you sound like you just want to kill yourself.
I know all the things.
believe in you, Christine.
I
It's
need
just
a life that's outside of movies.
there's just assholes with money who just don't believe in anything. Did you listen to me or no?
Yes.
There's so many assholes out there who have all of the money in the world. They just sometimes just don't give a shit about people like me or you. You know what I mean? So we believe in you, Christine. I believe in you.
Thank you.
You should believe in yourself too, by the way, because yourself is the most important Christine of all. You know what I'm saying? So believe in yourself once and,
I'm going to get the money. Mark my words. It's gonna happen.
You not only will get the money, Christine, you're also gonna make a bitchin' fucking movie.
Even if it means like donating my blood. I'm going to
you're gonna get a bitchin' movie. This is gonna be a crazy ass movie. And I know I'm just saying that because I'm your co, but I truly, truly mean that. I truly mean that. I think this movie is just gonna be fucking rad. It's gonna be fun. It's fun too. You know what I mean? It's not like,
it's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's not like you're shooting a fucking CNN documentary. What are we doing here? It's just like we're making a fun story. Shut up. Like, this is going to be great, you guys. Invest. Do it.
It's so funny. Carl was like, the harder this is, the more you're just going to cry when you're on set on day one. I'm like, oh man, Carl, you don't even know. I'm just going to step on set and just start crying. Like the moment I'm just going to just thinking about it makes me cry. Like it's like I just know it's going to be awesome.
And and to prevent you from crying, all you have to do is just look at me, and you just go, oh, please. Okay, God, Jesus Christ, that fucking behemoth. Who hired him again? Jesus Christ. Hi, I'm Adam. I'm the co-host of the Get Reelisms podcast. All right. I think that's
Erzuliefilm.com. Erzuliefilm.com.
Erzuliefilm.com. Invest.
Everybody invest.
Pitch in. How much? What's the minimum they can do?
For the crowdfunding?
Yeah.
Oh, just $35, guys, is the minimum. Yes.
Guys. And then you can have a presence in history of the making of Erzulie. Who doesn't want to be a part of history? That's what movies are, fundamentally.
Yeah, only $35, and you can be a part of the film.
And you're part of the film, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, get Reelisms.com for the podcast and for the book. Get it today. Erzuliefilm.com. Invest in that. $35, you guys. Come on, let's not be.
And if you want to listen to me pitch and cry. You see how I did that?
This is the reason why I need a new co-host, because Christine doesn't fucking listen to me. Even though Adam just went into a whole 10-minute diatribe on how the podcast is so fucking fun and how this episode's great, and also the last 43 episodes we've done, including the Fun Employment Podcast, rest in peace. And I've been having fun every time since then. And then you're acting like
so much fun.
I always have fun. And then I have to yell at you to tell you that we are having fun. And it seems more and more that Christine isn't having fun, but I am. So if this is going to be torturous for Christine, then it's way more fun for me.
Yes. No, I am having fun. I am privileged to be in this industry and to be able to work full time in it. So at the end of the day, that's the message.
And I hope you're happy that you're on a podcast with a co-host who is a schlub.
Believe in your dreams, guys.
All right, we're out. Fuck this.
Okay, we're going off the deep end. I'm losing it, guys. Just losing it.
Can you at least be happy that you're on a podcast with me and that we're doing this together that you miss me and I miss you?
I do miss you. That's why I want to get this funding so that we can be on a set together and work and have fun. And
but I also love doing this podcast.
I love doing this podcast. That's great.
I hope so. Listen. No, I know you do. And I have a great time doing this podcast too. I really do. Even though there was 2 weeks where we had no podcast, I had to because I fucking died. So it is what it is. But ladies and gentlemen, that's been the Get Reelisms podcast. Tune in next week. We're gonna have another episode.
A pitch and
yeah. And Christine's still gonna complain how she just always complains, you know. So it's gonna be a never-ending cycle. I'm kidding, you guys. This has been the Get Reelisms podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Facebook, we love you. Instagram, we love. Oh, actually, I think Instagram, I fucked up, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, Get Reelisms podcast. Get it today. ErzuliFilm.com and get your crowdfunding. Yes, $35, you guys. Do it now. And that's been it. That's been it.